Phuket. It's a name that practically screams vacation. This region on the country's southern peninsula has become one of Thailand's most iconic destinations, offering a complete departure from the lush jungles and bustling cities further north. My family had traveled to Phuket with relaxation in mind. We saw pristine beaches bathed in golden sunshine, quiet sunsets painting the sky in vibrant hues, and a relaxed island vibe that would melt the stress of 2 weeks of intense travel away. We booked a stay at an island resort just a hop from the mainland that caters to Western tourists from Europe and Australia. But in true Wagger style, it didn't take too long before our feet got itchy, and we needed to get out and explore the famous Phang Nga Bay. For those of you who haven't watched my videos before, I'm Kevin Wagger. My wife and I fell in love with travel. And when we became parents, we made the choice to double down on that travel lifestyle and use it as a way to inspire, educate, and guide our 2 boys, Cohen and Dylan. In 2015, I launched the website Wandering Wagger's Adventure Family Travel to chronicle our experiences and help share our tips, insights, and failures with other parents who want to include travel in their family lifestyle. Together, we've traveled to more than 21 countries across 5 continents in search of adventure, culture, and natural beauty. So if you've ever considered taking your family to Thailand, hit those like and subscribe buttons and let's get started. After 12 days of travel, our drive to Phuket marked the end of a very busy journey through Thailand. We had spent most of our last 2 weeks making the most of the limited time that we had in the country. With just 3 days and 4 nights to spend in Phuket, we wanted to slow our pace down before we made our journey back to Canada, and with it a return to hockey, school, and work. We booked our stay at an island resort called Coconut Island, which is less than a 10-minute ferry ride from the mainland. The resort was nice. It featured a range of comfortable rooms, including a neighborhood of villas with private pool, a kids club and movie room, and plenty of pools for us all to relax in. The food was super Western, and after 2 weeks of eating delicious, authentic Thai cuisine, was a bit of a disappointment. Compared to accommodations like our rustic floating lodge in Kanchanaburi, the luxurious inside house in Chiang Mai, and the jungle lodges of Elephant Hills in Khao Sok National Park, the resort didn't ooze the character that helped an accommodation stand out. We knew that our limited time in Phuket meant that we would have to choose between the vast Phang Nga Bay and the mainland. We chose Coconut Island so that we could skirt the crowds of Phuket and get easy access to the bay. On our first day in Phuket, we took a tour of the Phi Phi Islands. The tours have a couple of options, most notably your choice of boat. We chose a fast boat tour, which allowed us to reach a few extra stops along the 8-hour day compared to the slow cruisers or the authentic longtail boats. Along the way, we did some snorkeling on Bamboo Island, stopped by Monkey Beach on Phi Phi Don, and enjoyed some swimming in Pai Lay Bay. One of the coolest stops on our Phi Phi Islands tour was our visit to the newly reopened Maya Bay. Towering limestone cliffs cradle a crescent-shaped beach with the softest sand that I have ever felt. This picture-perfect cove rose to fame after appearing in the movie The Beach, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. And its fame is one of the reasons that it had to be shut down. It was one of the many victims of over-tourism in Thailand. Renovations to the island included a visitor center, a restaurant, and a much-needed upgrade to the island's toilets, designed to handle the heavy crowds. We returned to Coconut Island in the evening, where we enjoyed some food and an impromptu fire show on the beach. Our next morning would be another day of adventure in Phang Nga Bay. The aptly named James Bond Island Tour started out true to its name. Jutting out from the emerald waters of Phang Nga Bay, James Bond Island, also known as Koh Pan Yi, is a unique limestone karst formation that has captured the imagination of travelers worldwide. Its fame skyrocketed after being featured in the James Bond film, The Man with the Golden Gun. The surrounding bay is a labyrinth of towering limestone cliffs and hidden caves, creating one of Thailand's most iconic seascapes. James Bond Island was cool, but our next stop was one of our favorites in all of Phuket. Koh Pan Yi is a village unlike any other. This unique community isn't built on solid ground, but rather on stilts, creating a fascinating village that floats above the sea. Koh Pan Yi's origins trace back to a group of Javanese Muslim fishermen who arrived in the area around 200 years ago. Thai law did not allow land ownership for non-citizens, so they cleverly built their homes on the sea, creating a self-sustaining community. Today, Koh Pan Yi boasts hundreds of houses, shops, a school, a mosque, and even a health center, all on stilts. Our final stop was a small bay near Thalul Island, where we enjoyed some scenic kayaking through caves along the towering limestone cliffs. Just for you. Some snorkeling on Koh Kai Island before heading back to the resort for some relaxation. Our last day in Thailand was spent, for the most part, just relaxing at the resort. But we had one more adventure in store. Cohen loves fishing, so we booked a sunset fishing tour in Phang Nga Bay, where we caught some very unique looking creatures. Oh, there's one of those spider dudes that we saw. Remember? You pointed it out to me when we were In our short time, we barely scratched the surface of what Phuket has to offer. In fact, we didn't get to see any of Phuket Island itself. But this region's vast waters and otherworldly natural beauty left its mark on us. Through Bangkok, Kanchanaburi, Ayutthaya, Chiang Mai, Khao Sok National Park, and Phuket, we had the opportunity to taste some of the magical reasons that Thailand has become one of the most popular places for family travel in Asia. we can't wait to return. If you love to travel in Thailand or anywhere else in the world, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. It really does help us out. We'll see you next time on Wandering Wagger's Adventure Family Travel.